What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the 2024 BMW X5 M60i. This one finished off in beautiful Marina Bay Blue metallic. MSRP is about $102,000. We have the M Sport package, executive package, climate package, parking assistance package. This thing is very nicely spec'd, and you're going to see that Tartofu interior. Really beautiful spec. Now, what is powering the all-new M60i? So this does have a mild hybrid system, but overall we are still talking about a 4.4 liter twin turbocharged V8 pumping out 523 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque. It does have the 8-speed automatic xDrive all-wheel drive system, can even do 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds and still tow 7,200 pounds. And if we take a look at the exterior styling, I love the color combo with a blacked out accent. We have the LED headlights, beautiful design with a blacked out look, a little bit slimmer than previous years, so it looks a lot more aggressive. You have some satin black around the grille with your M logo. Then you can see the gloss black and even that strut brace behind. Get a forward facing camera, then a lot of gloss black trim down below, safety sensor, parking sensors, and then openings with active shutters to improve efficiency or cooling when needed. We even have a nice duct for one of the radiators, and then a cool trim piece on the side that allows more air to pass through the bumper. Overall, this is a beautiful looking car. I love how aggressive the M60 is gonna look. You can also see some pretty sharp body lines on the hood, fading their way towards that windshield. And then at the side, you can see one more parking sensor, really nice body color trim around the wheel, and a set of 22-inch M wheels. A nice split spoke with two-tone color and a massive brake caliper. And then behind all that, we have another trim piece, which looks pretty nice in gloss black. You get some cool contours down below the door and the side skirt, and a pretty sharp body line cutting its way through the side profile. We also get those body colored door handles, and then gloss black for the mirror caps with a turn signal, as well as a side view camera. Then you can see all gloss black trim around the windows, panoramic roof up top, gloss black roof rails, and I love the side profile. It's just a perfect size SUV. Not too big, not too small, just really good proportions all throughout it. And then really love these body lines. Now in back, we have a really cool set of LED taillights. Have a three-dimensional look to them with some black and red, some gloss black trim around the window, along with an integrated spoiler up on top. We get that M60 badge, and then a super aggressive rear end with your quad exhaust, nice looking dark color on the tips, and then some dark gray trim for the bumper and a body color diffuser. Overall, you cannot argue this is a beautiful SUV. I love all the aggression to it as well, and the color combination is fantastic. Now, if we go ahead and just pop this button once, we're gonna open up the lift gate, and you're gonna notice the X5 has a split tailgate. Really cool design. I love the way they do it. You just press the button over here now, and that will automatically open up the bottom. So really cool way to enter the rear. And we have a lot of cargo area. Really squared off, super good space in here. And then that even is assisted with a gas strut. You get a nice size spare tire, a little bit of storage in here as well. And then a 12 volt and a removable privacy cover. So a really nice option to have on it. And then you can press this button over here and get this out of the way. Now also from back here, I love how when you just press this button up here, it's gonna automatically close both of them together to get that nicely closed. And then entering through the side, the one downfall, you do have to manually fold down these seats, which is a little inconvenient, especially on a $102,000 car. So just climbing over, you know, these do fold down nice and flat though, so you get a ton of cargo area. And then pulling them back up, I also like how in the center, you can actually open this one up independently. So it gives you a really cool amount of cargo area and storage, and just makes it a little bit more practical to put longer items. So if 4 people want to go on a snowboard or ski trip, I think you can do it in an X5. Now this interior, you're gonna see that Tartofu color, which is the brown, and you're also gonna get black leather as well. Back seat does get some manual sunshades, ambient lighting, and beautiful carbon fiber. We have the M logo, and then this nice interior. Hopping inside, at 5'11" with a driver's seat of my height, still have plenty of space in here. The seats don't recline, unfortunately. However, they're at a good angle. And then down below, we have cup holders, and you're also gonna get some storage. So really nice interior. You get heated seats, climate controls, all your vents, storage down below, and then even a spot for a tablet and some plugs. More air vents over here as well. And then as we make our way to the driver's seat, you're gonna see more of this beautiful interior leather carbon fiber illuminated logo down below. And then I love the automatic leg rest, all your controls, just beautiful seats. You get perforated leather up in front. These are heated and ventilated. And then as we hop inside now, keep my foot on the brake, let's go ahead and fire it up. So with everything turned on, you get this full LCD gauge cluster, all one screen, which honestly really looks great. I think BMW did a good job making it look cool in this car. You can toggle this icon right here and configure some things for the content in the center. You can scroll up and down, get a few things that are gonna come up. So I like how you get that design. And if I go ahead and go into the layout, you can also configure your layout to be a little bit different. And then your heads-up display, we can configure that as well. Now we have our drive modes down below. If I go into comfort mode, you can see that's what we were in, and it gives you a pretty cool depiction. Going to Eco Pro changes up, and then sport mode gets a little bit more aggressive. We have some leather on the airbag cover, M color stitching, some Bluetooth and audio controls, cruise control on the left, nice paddle shifters, then your stock on the right for all the windshield wipers, turn signals on the left with automatic high beams, as well as this BC button, which will just cycle a few different icons. We have some headlight controls down below, button for the steering column as well. And you can see our air vent with a really cool toggle, more carbon, and then all smooth black leather running across the dashboard. More black carbon fiber, this cool ambient lighting piece with the M, and then our ginormous screen. So I like how we have a full screen nav. We can also go into all these different apps. You get Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Going back into the home, on this main screen, you kind of have several different menus that are going to pop up. Takes a little getting used to. However, overall, it's a pretty cool design. Going into My BMW, you have a few different icons in here, different apps within the car. And I love how you're always going to have the climate down below. So this is always here. You can adjust your heated steering wheel, heated seats, ventilated seats, and then all the different controls. Now we have the new shifter for 2024. I like how slim this is. I think this is fantastic. But going ahead and putting it into reverse, we get that front view camera and rear view camera, full top down. And if you configure this, you can actually see the spec of your car. If we go under more, we have the 3D view. And I like how easy everything is to work. And you get just a really good depiction of your car in your spec. We also have the car wash view to get a top down. So pretty much everything you're gonna need for that. Press that P button, we're back into park. Your air vents in the center are pretty neat. All you see is these little toggles, and it's these slits on the top and bottom. And you got more carbon, some audio controls down below. And then if I push this up, we get our wireless phone charging, we have the keypad, and then some cup holders. So we also get your traction control, parking sensors, brake hold and parking brake, and then a rotary dial right here to configure the whole screen. So you don't always have to use touchscreen. You can actually just use this, bump it left and right, and really easily configure the whole screen without having to do touchscreen. So it's kind of nice to have both of these all integrated into the screen. We have more carbon, this cool dark color, and then a pretty good amount of storage space in the center, as well as your glove box. So definitely a pretty nice interior. We do have an Alcantara headliner, which looks so nice. All that material you can see. We get the Harman Kardon audio system and a full panoramic sunroof. Opening that up, it allows so much light in here. Really wakes up the interior. You have these cool dots all on it as well. So with all that said, I think it's time to go for a spin. Alright guys, so we are setting off now in the X5 M60i. This so far is a really comfortable, normal SUV. And if I go into Eco Pro mode, car's relaxed, great windshield with a lot of view. You can really easily see what's going on in front of you. Huge windows, good mirrors, and really good visibility over your left and right shoulder. Honestly, no issues. This is just a comfortable car. Love all the light let in from the panoramic roof. And then the creature comforts. These seats are so padded. Of course, with all the controls, the leg rest, I mean, I just fit so nicely in the car. Armrests are in a great place too, to where I can just drive and just be so relaxed. I like just how nice it is. Now from here, if I go into sport mode, toggle us into manual mode, and then you can get a cool screen up on the center there. So if I go hit the home icon into my BMW, we get all the horsepower, torque, your turbo boost gauge, and then a temperature gauge. And then of course now we're in manual mode. This thing is pretty peppy. Of course we have that hybrid system, so slow speed, that electric motor is gonna help us get out of the hole. But then you got some good top end. Of course, this one's kind of limited being still broken in, or not broken in yet. But this car is definitely peppy. And you can hear just a little bit of gurgles and pops on the overrun of the engine. So it sounds pretty good for being stock and obviously still being run in. Hopefully you can hear that a little bit. It's very, very faint. But the response, man, this thing's got some power. I love how, I mean, obviously if we could really rip on it, you know these things are pretty darn peppy. But it's a fun SUV. I like how it's sporty and comfortable to be in, but then you have the power to actually be in a performance-focused SUV. You know, you can still get the M, the Truon X5 M, which is a true beast, but this is just that sweet spot to where it can still tone down enough and just be your normal, decently economical family SUV, but then you can play with it, rip on it and everything. In the eco mode right now, it's so comfortable. You don't hear any of the road elements. I mean, we are just relaxed. It's so quiet in here. The suspension is insanely soft. But then when I go into sport mode, I mean, you can tell steering is tighter. The turning radius, we'll do a quick U-turn, is really, really good. I don't know if it has rear wheel steering, but it turns on a dime. And in sport mode, you can tell the suspension is stiffer, the car is hunkered down. I mean, it's just a really good blend. I think the X5 is one of the absolute best SUVs on the market. Amazing spectrum, going from maybe 60 grand up to well over 100 grand. But honestly, this is one of the best. And the M60i now, I think you just get such a good blend. So, if we do just a quick UE, just kind of flip it around. I don't know if it comes off on camera, but turning circle is so incredible. Like, this is not a lot of space and I am doing a donut. Like, how is this possible? This thing is so maneuverable. Just a really solid choice.